2024 has been a very insightful year. I think most of this year for me has been about being a business owner because I was already so used to navigating the business aspect of voiceover, and it's quite different when you're navigating the business aspect of owning a studio.
The world values problem solving much more than talent. It's not just about having a great voice. As a voiceover artist, you also have your own problem. So who is solving the problem for you? Can you train yourself to be able to solve the problem, or can you hire somebody to solve the problem of marketing your own voiceover?
No matter what stage of life you're in, stay humble and just keep trying to replicate success. Don't dwell on former glory.
I'd like to look at it as a struggle that I also learned how to maneuver, which is staying focused. It's such a struggle to stay focused in today's world.
Learn to say no, learn to set boundaries, learn to build systems. You are a result of your systems, not just your goals, because it's easy to set goals and say, by this time I want this done.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of the Everything Voiceovers Podcast. Yeah. You heard a voice now, so it's me and Sarah today. Wow, I'm so excited because it's been a few days off. Yeah, and we're finally here again. I promised last week that Sarah is gonna be here, and she's here. She's back. She's back with the juice. She's back with the sauce. Too much juice, too much sauce. I might just do that Afrobeat.
That's just how
That's
I
not Malik
do.
Berry.
Yes,
What's that?
you are.
Anyways.
It's
Yeah.
actually
Anyway,
berry. It's actually Maliberry.
yeah, it is. It
Yeah,
is, right? That was like 2017-ish, right? Oh,
I know because see, if Maliberry ever had mouth ache, it's because of me. I caused it. I loved that song so much.
yeah, I vibe to him.
There's
I
just
like. I
something
really
about
like
the
Malik
bounce of the beat.
Berry. He's
I
got
wonder
that
what he's up
stuff.
to these
There was
days.
also, I think he's having a comeback. I don't remember, but I
Oh
think
yeah?
I saw his name in one single. I think he was
Mm-hmm.
a featured artist on a song or something like that. I'm gonna check out his discography.
Nice.
I mean, his late releases and check. But Malik's got the talent. And I started warming up to Malik Berry at the same time with what's his name now, Burna Boy, and what's the other person I'm trying to remember now that came with the Banku sound? Easy, Mr. Easy. But
Okay.
yeah, but I think right now Burna Boy is my guy. Like I'm Burna.
I
Well,
feel
it's
you.
interesting
I
how
feel
we
you.
got into music, right?
Right?
Okay, let's enjoy the vibe. Let's not kill it anyway. So, a quick
Right?
question for you: who's your favorite Nigerian artist?
That one is hard though. It's hard like mad. It's very, very hard. But I
Okay, who's your
really like
favorite artist?
Adekunle
Like,
Gold.
let's not leave it to Nigeria. Oh, okay.
So yeah,
There's a
so the way I see it is there's an artist for me for every season that I'm in, right? So yeah, for this particular 2 months, I may vibe more with this artist. And then in the following month, I'm vibing really hard with another artist. But then that doesn't mean next month I cannot come and vibe with the artist I vibed with 2 months ago. Do you get what I mean?
I get you. I get
Yeah.
you.
So that's how
Alright,
it is for me.
makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So, but I think
conversation
some
is
of my
getting sweet. I want to enter. Go on, plece. Go on. Let's not break the. Yeah.
I was saying that some of my all-time favorites are Damian Marley, Jonathan McReynolds, yeah, Adekunle Gold,
Which. Hmm.
yeah. Then who
Okay,
else?
got some nice.
Recently, I've been really digging Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I
Yes,
do
sir.
have like hey God, I know after this podcast, I'm going to see somebody's music and I'm going
Yeah.
to go like, I'm sorry for not mentioning you, my love. I probably forgot on the spot.
Okay, we forgive you. Our playlist, our taste changes with time. If there's somebody's going to listen to this podcast in the next 5 years, and
I love
there's nothing has
Stromae.
changed. Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. Somebody may be listening to it and our entire vibe has changed. I love
Yeah,
Stromae. I love Stromae. I
All right.
love Umo Sangaha. Stromae sings in French. because of him, I picked up my Duolingo again and got serious about learning French. His music is incredibly beautiful. And at first, I didn't understand jack of what he was saying. I'd have to go look for the video on YouTube and then read the subtitles. And I'm like, yeah, I knew that was the reason why I liked this song. But yeah, Umo Sangaha sings
Sounds
in Mali too. Yeah, so I'm a big fan
you
of
got
just
like
vibing with music, regardless of,
right.
yeah. If the vibe is immaculate, I'm
That's cool. That's cool. For me, I don't know how to like do those search stuff. And even when I find those songs, like I bump into them, I may not remember them again because I'm literally listening while I'm working. So
yeah.
oftentimes I just go for a playlist, a random playlist on Spotify, or
Mm.
if I know that I want to do Afrobeat, like proper Fela's Afrobeat now, I just go to that. Or I want to do Michael Jackson and I just go to that. So my vibe is very, it's just what works at the time that I'm listening. And I
Yeah.
mean, I enjoyed listening to Michael Jackson last week. It was so cool. Gave me a lot of nostalgic memories and stuff.
That's
But yeah, this
proper
is not a
throwback.
music podcast. All right, I know, right?
Actually, yeah. But before, yeah, I mean, come on, it's been one hell of a season. So today is just going to be a lot of vibes and a lot of stuff that we're
Telling
just going
you.
to be telling you. So I mean, that doesn't mean you're not gonna learn something today, because we're just going to be touching on all aspects. And then who knows, you're just going to hear some tips and tricks of the trade of the game.
As you said, today's the last one. I just remembered those years then in secondary school or primary school when they say end of the year party. Like you're
Mm,
done with the season, with the term, and you guys come together to like party and all of that. So that's like the vibe we're bringing today, right?
actually,
So
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I remember
So
that
I'm
time.
not even sure. Yeah, it's
No,
about that
I was
time, right?
always having seniors like having making me sing during social week. So yeah, that's
Really?
a fun fact about me. I sing well, reasonably well. Let me not blow my own horn. And so
There's
I would always have
there's hardly any place like
seniors call me.
go on.
Yeah, I said I would always have seniors call me to come and sing.
Wow, that's beautiful. There's hardly any voice actor that I know that doesn't have
That
like
can't
a
sing.
decent level of singing ability. A lot of us sing, and there's just something. There's a chemistry involved, but then doesn't mean that you need to be a singer to be a voice actor. Really, it's
Actually,
just one of
yeah.
those skills because we use our mouth, or our voices, right? Yeah.
So
So let's get into what we've got today, right? I
absolutely.
think we should do that. And it just occurred to me that we didn't really introduce ourselves, so I'll go first. My name is Tcode. I'm a voiceover artist, podcaster, voiceover coach, and yeah, it's a pleasure to host this with my co-host. So Sarah, it's your turn.
Hi guys, I'm Sarah Johnson. I'm a voice actor. I'm a voice actor, sound engineer, and studio owner. I own Talk Studios of Abuja, where you can come to have any voice
Yay!
work recorded. It is the sanctuary for storytellers. So
I
yeah,
don't they
and
jealous you now because no finish before I. By the way, I think there's a slight delay in sound, so it makes it look
yeah,
like you're done talking. So I butt in and then realize, oh, you're still talking. So it's not like it's intentional.
same.
So like, but I'm gonna like be more patient, right? Oh, okay, okay. But are you done? Are you
I,
done
I
with
was going
that?
to mention I was going to mention it earlier, but I wanted us to introduce ourselves. So there's something going on where, just like you explained, sometimes I think you're done talking, and then I just throw in a quick sentence, and then I find out I'm interrupting you.
Man, it is what we gotta deal with it now
The
with our
network, right?
network and data and all of that. But anyways, I think we should just get into the conversation because yeah, it's getting so interesting that when I was saying I was jealous of you, I was jealous because I don't think I have consciously named my studio. But of course, if I was going to name it, it would be so cliche to say it's Coded Studios. And I think I used to call it Coded Studios, but it's not like a name. Like you have like Talk Studios, which is cool. Anyway, so today, guys, like Sarah said earlier, it's the last episode of the Everything Voiceovers podcast for season 3. each season has 20 episodes, and this is the 20th episode for season 3, which makes it the 6th episode so far. I mean, like, I'm just so proud of us. I'm proud of what we've achieved with this podcast. 60 times doing this, that could run for an entire year. The podcast started in 2022, right? And we took it through 2022 to 2023. I think that was June 2022. From 2022 to 2023. Then from 2023, now we're at 2024. And next year, we're going to start season 5, season 4 of the podcast. But just a quick info, right? We're going to have, even though this is the last episode for season 3, we're going to have bonus episodes all through December to January so that we keep you informed, engaged, enlightened, and stuff like that. Because we have lots of beautiful episodes in the past that I feel you would learn a lot from. So you're going to get some of those, in the bonus episodes moving forward. But then today, we're looking at 2024 as a year, 2024 as voice actors, our career in 2024, and the lessons that we've learned. So we felt, this would be a good way to end the season and also to just wrap up for 2024. And, there's a lot that we have learned, but we're just, I think for me, I could only put together about 5 or 6 that I would be sharing. Like they say, ladies first. I would like to start with you, Sarah, but yeah. I think first of all, I think a general question would be, how was 2024 for you in your voiceover career? Let's start from there.
Well, I can't believe we're already using was on the year 2024. First off, like, the year has flown by so fast. So fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 2024 has been a very insightful year. It's been really exciting, And well, I've pretty much been doing what I usually do, but better material, exciting material. And material I never thought I'd find myself doing, one that just makes you really happy to be in this field. Makes you happy to be telling stories that matter, stories that are important, and truly it's very, very heartwarming, But I think most of this year for me has been about being a business owner and navigating that, because I was already so used to navigating the business aspect of voiceover, and it's quite different when you're navigating the business aspect of owning a studio. Yeah, so that has also been an interesting journey. It has been interesting and rewarding in sense of in terms of building a community, and yeah, just getting to witness voiceover, when you're not the one recording, when you're experiencing somebody else, witnessing somebody else bring magic to life. It's been humbling. Yeah. And that's pretty much been it. Like, as a voiceover artist, fantastic. I've done some new stuff that has challenged me, that has pushed me. I'm currently working on an animation project in a British accent. It'll be the first time. Yeah, it's like a really diverse cast with
Wow.
it's the first time I'd work with such a diverse cast, in real time. In real time. Yeah, let me mention that, because I've worked with for a really long time. So let me even tell you something, right? So I struggled with booking gigs in Nigeria. And then I started booking gigs outside of Nigeria. It was not after I started booking gigs outside of Nigeria that I started booking small gigs in Nigeria. So, I've been working with people all around the world since like 2021. But this year, like, I've gotten to work with a diverse cast, in real time, live directed sessions with, like, this person is from Australia, this person is from here, that person is from here. And then you're just hearing so many accents. And then you're hearing so many people so fantastic at what they do. And it just humbles you. And you're like, shit, I have so much to learn, and that's the part I appreciate about it most. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be a local
Yeah.
champion, you understand? So I mean, I constantly want I'm
Yeah.
someone that's constantly trying to evolve, constantly trying to learn, constantly trying to see ways I can be better. So when I'm exposed to experiences like that, it's like, yes, something new to learn. And that it's just amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much been it.
That's so cool, Sarah. And your career is one that fascinates me a lot. And you're one of the few friends that I have that also took that path. And what's the path I'm talking about? You set out to be a voiceover artist and you struggle so hard to get gigs in Nigeria. And you then pivot, or is it pivot now? And you start attracting gigs out of Nigeria. And and then it gets to a point where the Nigerian folks are really aware of you and then trying to book you. But at this point, you're now like, I'm good. And you guys, with all due respect, it's gonna be stressful to to deliver at the quality you want me to deliver and also with the same price that you're paying me here because out there it's way more than what you pay me locally, right? But for the love of country, right, um people like you still do it. And also just because you also love what you do, really, not just even for the love of country, right? Because you're, at least at the end of the day, you're a voiceover artist and you get gigs and stuff, so that's really cool. um in my own case, it wasn't really like that. I think I had to learn it the hard way, getting the gigs here. Well, I don't want us to go deep into that because then we would have to start analyzing why it's really possible to get gigs out of the country and all of that because there are many ways. I mean, there are many sides to it. There are things like the delivery, the accent, genre that you choose to play in, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a huge topic, and we're going to reserve for another day. But I mean, shout out to you. You had a great 2023, I must say, with Talk Studios coming into the picture. Um, and all the international gigs, like that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. And I hope somebody is inspired too. All right.
Please be inspired, please.
Yeah. I should answer the question for myself, right? My 2024 is what we're talking about. I think I caught myself saying 2023. Sorry. 2024. My 2024 has been amazing as well. For me, it's been me growing to understand how to manage systems, create systems, and manage systems. My career growth, obviously, for anybody that, you know, pays attention to me, it's more of structure, systems, and industry. I do my stuff, like I do voiceovers and I get great gigs. Like I've gotten some of the most impressive gigs in my career this year. But then something that gives me joy, I don't know if it does give me joy more than voiceover. I mean, the work itself. But I think for me, it's like a calling, it's a passion, which is to see that our industry gets better. So I take that really serious. And so my growth is very attuned to that path. And for me to continue, because at the end of the day, I'm still a voiceover artist. At the end of the day, I'm not hired to be paid by any of the associations or unions or wherever I work. Most of the things, if not all of them, they're voluntary service. So I am having to earn money for myself and put it out again into all of these things. Podcast is also a huge part of it, right? So the point I'm making is that this year taught me to create systems and manage them properly so that I don't burn out, so that I can have other things that I'm doing and still be very productive. Towards the end of the year, a lot of people said, like, guy, how do you manage to do this many things together? Thanks to systems. Having people work and manage things, training them on how to do it, it doesn't also come for free because you also have to pay them. So yeah, that's a huge highlight of my 2024 plus the adventures, right? I got to travel more than I've ever traveled in any year this year. I did trips to Abuja. And I still have some trips to go. I'm going to Abeokuta this year. I have a conference to speak at, in fact, this week. And then next month, I will be at Port Harcourt, right? So I've had a lot of adventures from voiceover conference to our voiceover hangout in Abuja, and a couple of stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a great year for me as well. And meeting people, connecting, and all of that. So yeah, shout out to 2024, and I hope we have a greater 2025.
I hope so too. And I mean, yeah, one thing I'm very certain of is a lot of times, as long as your outlook is right, everything you learn in a particular season or in a particular year, as you take it forward, if you apply those things in your new experiences, you're definitely going to do better than the previous season or the previous year. You just have to
Yeah,
have a good outlook so that you're able to carry those things. So definitely
I agree.
2025
I
will
agree
be better.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we get into the lessons we've learned as well, I want to know what your struggles were in 2024. Do you mind sharing your biggest struggles? It's something you could have said before in previous episodes or even said today, but just think about it and share.
Okay, you go first. Let me gather my thoughts.
What were my struggles? Well, I think I'd like to look at it as a struggle that I also learned how to maneuver, which is staying focused. Like, it's such a struggle to stay focused in today's world. The distractions are just overwhelming. You go to social media for a righteous cause, like you want to post content, and you're lost. It's like a
That's
maze.
a clear way to put it.
You're
Yep.
lost.
And then especially when it opens and it's at your explore page and you're seeing everything you're normally interested in, and you're like, oh my god! And then you just have to click on one thing, just click on one thing, and then you find that you've forgotten what you came to Instagram for.
It's
Then
just stay
you find yourself you've
focused.
watched 10 reels.
Tell me, is an understatement, my dear. You think that you're like on the right track because you listen to me now. For instance, my social media is filled with voiceover related stuff. But you graduate, so you listen to one, you're like, this is worth listening to. It's in my industry. It's helping me. But before you know it, you're
Wrong
entering
time.
other things. You see this cooking reel, that reel is about your health. This reel is about money.
And
Before
then
you
you
know
just keep
it,
telling
you're
yourself,
just
yeah, this is
gathering
good, this is
thoughts.
good, this is good.
You know, started telling myself all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient.
Expedient. Absolutely
There,
not.
there are many things that are good out there, but doesn't make them good
Are
for
they good
me
for you?
because good also good also has to do with timing. I mean, it's good for me to have fun, but if I'm having fun when I'm supposed to work, it's not good. So the justification that this particular content is actually good, like you're listening to this motivational talk, it's good, really, but for me at that time, it's not good because it's coming in the way of my focus, my work. So I had to like literally. So every time I hold my phone before I press and do anything, I know that this thing has a potential to sway me. So I try to focus. Okay, this is what I want to do. And a few seconds in, I'm ready. I say no, no way. I drop it again. So yeah, focus has been one huge struggle, but yeah, thank God we're maneuvering it. I'm trying to think about another one. I think managing people in a way. And so, the other time I was talking about how I've learned to manage systems, right? Now that's a good thing. But when I say manage people, I think it's managing the people with their attention because the higher we grow, the more people want our attention. So a lot of people in the DMs, a lot of like sometimes you just cannot respond to everybody. So you have to like you're either giving too much of yourself or you just have to say no to many people and right. So managing that too has been a bit of a challenge, but I don't really let that get to me as much. I don't know if it qualifies to be one of my big challenges this year, but yeah, I think it is. And other things like internet issues that we spoke about, right, on one of the episodes, those are like basic stuff that we've been struggling with year in, year out, and we're still reinventing ways to, cope with them. So, yeah, I think those are the main things. How about you?
So for me, I learned consistency a lot more. I think this year has just been building up on a lot of things that I kicked off last year. Consistency,
Yes.
in my build.
Wait, hold on, Sarah. Sorry for cutting you there. You're
No
already telling
problem.
us what you learned. I want to know what your struggles were.
Oh yeah, my
Remember?
struggles. That's it, my struggles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So some of them I'm still struggling with, but I refuse to be ashamed of it because I'm working on it. I I struggled with, came out of it, and then went back into it. But is it really a struggle? But anyway, that's by the way. I think showing up on social media, right? It's like I have so much content just packed up, but posting it is like busy. Sorry, I'm busy. And then I make up excuses, but which are not really excuses because there's also the part where I'm actually very busy. Like sometimes I get things done, and then by the end of the day, I'm just like, I have nothing left to give. By the end of the day, I'm just like, I have nothing left to give. And, but I could always outsource that. You get me? I could always outsource that. So I think, like, I think that could also be it. Learning to trust people enough to outsource certain activities, learning enough to delegate. You don't have to do everything by yourself. Delegate some things, especially the points where you know that if you're not in the best of like energies, or you're busy with work, you're going to very easily slip out of it. You're going to very easily leave it. Outsource those things if they're important. Because I found myself telling myself that a lot this year, like, but I have this project, and and then after this I have this session, and then I have this session. I do not have time to post. But yeah, when you want to do something, you definitely find a way to do it. So, but yeah, I'm in the process of solving that one.
Yeah.
Talk Studios now has
Yeah.
a social media manager who's supposed to get started in a short bit, and start posting stuff and making sure we're out there, because every other day we're having sessions, but like nobody on Instagram knows, nobody on Facebook knows, nobody out there knows, you know
Yeah.
no, we're not
Yeah.
showing the work that we get to the amazing work that we get to do. I mean, earlier this year we worked on a couple of, well, not earlier, like middle of this year, we got to work on bedtime stories for kids, a bunch of audio immersive bedtime stories for kids, and that in itself was amazing. There was another project where we worked on meditations, and like just a lot of amazing stuff that the world hasn't seen because Sarah didn't post. Anyway, so there's that. Then I think another struggle, some of those struggles were things that were out of my control, like electricity, just the Nigerian factor of running a business, you know, just the
Yeah.
Nigerian factor of running a business. You just have situations where these
Yeah.
guys just decide we're going to fall the national grid. So for the next 3 days there will not be lights. So you're now stuck. Like you're now stuck and have nothing to do. And when, because of the structure, because of the way the studio is built, there has to be air conditioning. I can't subject my clients to heat. So I'd have to like just, okay, here's what's going on. We're gonna have to cancel tomorrow's session. This is what's going on. If you feel like you can cope with it, that's fine. But if you can't, here's what's going on. And a lot of times, because people know the kind of, like, because they know the quality of the service they get, they just either move the session forward, or they would come and brace the storm of the heat like that. And big shout out to clients that are just excited to just come work with us either way. And then there's what else again, like just interesting stuff that just happens that's so out of your control. I think one thing that around it that I've
Uh-huh.
learned from that is managing my emotions, and not being too hard on myself in cases where there's literally nothing I can do. with the resources that I have at hand. Just being kind to myself in situations like that. What else have I learned this year? No, not lessons yet. Struggles still. I think those are the major parts. Oh yeah, then balancing
Yeah.
stuff. I juggle a lot of things. That has been a struggle. Like balancing stuff. Throughout this year, I've learned to actually create a schedule and follow it. Yeah, that's a major
Yeah.
thing I've had to learn this year. Or else, in trying to satisfy everybody, you end up letting yourself down. Either you now give too much and then you can't follow up with other things, or you let so many people down. Because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
you're not a machine, you're not firewood. How do Yoruba people say it? You're not stone. You can't Ara Okinshokuta. That's how we say it. So I mean, I've had to learn to create schedules. If there's anything coming in last minute, if it is not completely urgent and important, I try not to overwhelm myself with things that I know that it can be done another time. So another one thing that helps me
Yeah.
sort those things out when I'm creating my schedule is this I've forgotten what it's called, the name of it, but it's when you like create a quadrant and then name it important, not urgent, urgent, not completely important, important. Sorry, I'm mixing it up. Then urgent and important. There, did I mention that one already? And then just like a whole to do list where I just do like a brain dump. I just do a full on brain dump, everything I
Yeah.
need to do, anybody I need to meet, any calls I need to make, any mails I need to write. I just do a complete brain dump and then just organize how I'm going to go about it and deliberately make out time for rest. Because in previous years in my voiceover career, what is rest? Rest where? I rest when I die. Literally, that's my attitude to work, or at least it used to be. Like, what is rest? You rest where you die, bro, But those things tend to take a toll on the body if you're not careful and even on your voice. So I've like this year I've had to deliberately set out time rest. I've set out time to rejuvenate
Yeah.
and to re-inspire myself and recharge my refuel my creative juices so that I come back and then in the name of walk, 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 I don't lose my creative streak, so that it doesn't get to become just something I do. There's still that creative streak in it, it's not missing, you know. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, and create a schedule, to be honest. Create a schedule and follow it. Follow it. And if you can delegate,
Yeah.
delegate. You don't have to do everything yourself. And when it comes to things that I can't control, like I said earlier, with electricity and whatnot, with the resources I have in hand, I try to find the fastest, most, efficient solution. Part of it was increasing the amount of stuff that comes with my inverter to make sure that I'm able to handle any sessions that come in when I'm supposed to have sessions. Making, just some other measures that I can't remember right now that I had to put in place in order to not let people down and make sure that at any point in time, my clients are able to be satisfied and get what needs to be done. So yeah, there's that.
A solid exposition that you've given to us, Sarah, and I'm proud of you. Really proud of
Thank
how
you.
are forging ahead regardless. You said a lot of things that I can relate with so much. Number one is scheduling. Oh my god, that's like a hack. You
I
and
mean, I still,
it's
I
better
won't
to
even
do it the
lie.
day
I still,
before.
I still struggle with it sometimes, Julius. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
better
mean,
than it used to be.
yeah, yeah. Most of the things we're even talking about, we're still struggling with them. But the thing is, we're getting better at them. They're like the things
Yeah.
that we're getting better at doing. Like that scheduling, I use my Google Calendar a lot. Everything now goes through my Google Calendar. So I have my Keep Notes. Yeah, no, it's not Google Keep Note I use. It's now the iPhone's Apple's Notes. So I have like a checklist of everything I need to do. and the ones that would be timely, I put them on the task from my Google on my Google Calendar, so I get reminders, and that really helps. And there's stuff that maybe next month I'm supposed to do. I would have set a Google reminder, and I would have scheduled it on my Google Calendar, and then ensure that they remind me, or Google reminds me maybe a day ahead, 30 minutes ahead, 1 hour ahead, 10 minutes ahead. Like, so I get all of those reminders to ensure that I am doing what I need to do. So that has really helped me a whole lot, right, in staying up to task. So yeah, I really vibe with that. And the social media part of it too. A lot of people don't know this, but I also really struggle with social media.
You don't seem like
It
you
looks like
do.
I
It
got it
seems like
figured
it
out,
comes
right?
naturally to you.
I
I
know.
promise you.
No way. No way. No way. You guys don't know the things. Like Sarah is saying, there are many things that you, Sarah, you do, like exploit you're doing in your studio over there in Abuja and stuff like that, that people don't even know. People don't see. Same here. I'm not
Hmm.
proud to say this, but I did not. Did I? I don't think I posted anything from the voiceover conference.
Are you for
Isn't
real?
that shocking?
And you are very
Telling you.
shocking. You're a major part of the voiceover conference. I remember how much running around you were doing
Uh-huh.
during the planning phase, and even like a few days to the
Yeah,
conference.
yeah.
Code.
Like,
We listen, we
you know,
don't
the
judge.
point is, from
Because I caught myself judging you. And I'm like, we listen, we don't judge. Okay. Because
you don't
how do
know.
you not
Like,
post
there are so
anything
many
about the
things.
voiceover conference?
See, it's not just the voiceover
But I
conference. Even the
totally feel
hangout we
you.
did in Abuja.
Mm-hmm.
The hangout we did in Abuja, if you remember, it was the reel that you created from your end. That so I think we collaborated to post on that.
Yeah.
So what? Okay, let me just like be vulnerable at this point, right? And I think it's something that when I realized, I started thinking, man, I need to work on this. There is the professional side. That's not, that word doesn't explain it. There is I am more comfortable putting out posts that addresses problems. I mean, solve problems, right? Or talks about create solutions than sharing posts about my personal self and life and what's going on and my maybe personal, exploits, except if it's too big that I can't keep my mouth shut, like the
Yeah.
Silvers
Yeah.
Awards
I
nomination.
get that.
So if you check my page, right, you're gonna see a lot of helpful content, right? Podcast,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that. But like, what am I doing personally? Like, I spoke at this event, I attended this, or I celebrated this last night. Fun fact: I was at a concert and I saw Femi Kuti perform. This weekend was a huge
Very
weekend
jealous
for
of
me. I
you
was at the Global Entrepreneurs
regarding that.
Festival.
Just letting you know. Just putting it
You have
out
no
there.
idea. Like, I met amazing people. Thank you. I met great folks, celebrities in different spheres of life. But you're not gonna see that on social media, and I'm just so ashamed of myself because I don't talk about them.
No,
But
see, I
anyway,
feel you.
I'm trying to
I
figure it out.
feel you. So I mean,
So I'm
like,
trying to
what do you
figure it
think?
out.
What
Like
do
you
you
see
think
other
is?
people, they post stuff. Huh? Go on,
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you,
go on.
but this latency going on.
Don't worry, we're gonna figure it out. Just say your stuff.
Yeah, I was going
You
to
ask
say.
the
So hold
question.
that thought. What you were going to say? I was going to ask that. So, what do you think are the best steps moving forward for other voiceover artists and every people in careers like ourselves that we don't get to be in front of the should I say in front of the camera? We don't get to be in front of the cameras a lot, or you just don't like posting about your own stuff a lot. Like, what do you think we can do moving forward? Like, what do you think is the best solution to it?
To talk like someone trying to figure it out, not like someone that has figured it out. But to
Yeah.
some people I have figured it out. But to me, I know I have not figured it out. So for the people who think I have figured it out based on what they see, how I'm able to I'm able to do what they see is that I am just responding to the demands of my industry. That's what I am doing when like most of my content is about that. So you're gonna see like contents about the podcast. You're gonna see contents about Voiceverse, content about the Video Fireside chat, content about maybe I'm speaking at a conference like I've been invited, those postals or stuff like that. a few content about, and they shouldn't be few actually. And next year is going to be like, I would do so much more on that part, which is my demos themselves.
Wherever
Like I'm
you
going to put
find that
more demos
energy,
out
please
there.
pass it to me. Thank you in
I
advance.
keep you in the loop. Yeah. Yeah. So what you guys see that you think I've got it figured out is just me responding to my industry. And that's because I have tasked myself to ensure that I provide as much solutions as possible or responses as possible. So those things come in form of the podcast. I mean, and the podcast needs to be marketed. So we need, like, it's not about Tcode as a person. It's about the podcast. That I'm responding to the demand of the podcast. So that's why you see that all the time. And if you do a calculation of the posts you see every week about the pod, we have more than 5 posts weekly. So that now looks like a lot when you put it side by side with me. So I challenged my creative partner. It was yesterday or some few days ago, and I was like, why not like put out a post every day? If you were going to be paid to do that by a client, you were going to do that. So imagine that you're doing it for yourself. I mean, I'm also thinking
Exactly.
about taking up that challenge. I don't know. I think I should be able to do it. So I think it's just that deliberateness, and it's a mindset thing, I think. And you just have to like believe that this is what you should do and plan towards doing it. That's another thing. Like most of the things I've accomplished this year, they didn't just happen spontaneously. They happened because I had planned them months ahead. I had sent emails to whoever I'm collaborating with months ahead. We have decided, we've done everything. So people are just seeing the work. Like I have content for December, I have content for January. And so this helps me to now, stay right there consistently. So I think planning will go a long way.
In case you didn't notice, my hands up.
Sarah is raising her hands.
Swale. It's
Yeah.
actually you.
Yeah, so I think that's my own Eggie.
Amazing. Amazing.
So yeah, we've really spoken about a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just wrap this up with the main thing itself, like the lessons learned. Are there lessons you still want to share? Right? Because I got a couple of them.
Okay.
I mean, from 2024.
Yeah. Just like you said earlier, building systems, learning that you don't have to do everything by yourself. You can trust people to do stuff. I think it's also been, I'm a people person, so it always comes naturally to me. But I've had to learn boundaries too, because of the fact that I'm a people person. I can now become too much of a people person. I don't know how to explain that. Where it's like you're not trying to get somebody to do something, and then because you've been also chill, they're like they're just taking their time, and yeah. But setting healthy boundaries, and just still getting stuff done. But I mean, on that front, yeah, that one, I'm very happy with myself in that regard. But I think that's more well, personal and business fronts. Learn to say no, learn to set boundaries. Those are the lessons I've learned this year. Learn to say no, learn to set boundaries, learn to build systems. You are a result of your systems, not just your goals, because it's easy to set goals and say, by this time, I want this done. But if you don't set systems in place that help you achieve those things, you're still going to be sitting on those goals by the end of the year. So, like, just build systems that will help you, that will put you on autopilot towards your goals. Yeah, just build systems that put you on autopilot towards your goals. Like, for example, you want to lose so calories by the end of the year. Instead of saying or just writing it down as a goal, build a system towards it. Enroll in a gym, preferably not too far from your house, so that there's less resistance. Go every day, and then make it a lifestyle. Like if you know that, okay, by this time when I wake up, I'm going to the gym. That way you've put yourself on autopilot. You've given yourself like tasks that it's already inbuilt in your head. Like, I know by this time I have to be here. And then over time it's going to yield me this result. So you'd even realize maybe by the end of the year, you've surpassed that goal that you set because of how consistent you've been with it. So just put systems in place that will put you on autopilot towards your goal. Then what else? managing my emotions, learning to manage people
Consistency.
better. I think I already managed that. And then consistency. Yeah, consistency. You know how they say it's easy to be a one-hit wonder, but when you can come in and you can pull that level of greatness twice over and three times over, then you know you've done it. You know you're great, not just when you're able to just do it one time. So you need to be able to find a way to replicate a certain level of excellence. And I've learned. I spent a lot of time this year, like learning that. I think it's very important, no matter what stage of life you're in, stay humble and just keep trying to replicate success. Don't dwell on former glory. you know I mean, it's crazy how people are
Uh,
seeing Iyano this year and they're like, oh my god, so great. I'm like, we finished recording that last year. I've moved on. Moved on in the sense of, I'm excited that people are seeing it now, but in terms of relying on how great I am, it's just this year that you're not getting the compliments of, oh my god, you're such a great actor. I'm like, yeah, great. But I'm not dwelling on those. It's like, let's move forward. What's the next thing? What's the next project I'm going to get on? What's the next thing I'm going to do? What's the next thing I'm going to do that's going to make me a better person, closer to my ultimate goals, and
mhm.
all of that. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. It's like, don't just rely on the fact that you did this. I learned that just because you did this one thing that was so great, and then you just rely on that. No, get better. Like, find ways to improve yourself and replicate that same level of excellence. Find a system to it that helps you replicate that excellence. Yeah. Then a lot of business stuff that we should just rather not go into this year. This year was really about learning about business, managing it, building it. It's easy to
Yeah,
start a business, but especially in Nigeria, it's crazy managing it. But yeah, that's a lot. That's
yeah.
it. That's it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I
Thank you
went
so
and
much,
spilled. I
Sarah. I
hope I didn't
feel
talk
I
too
feel
much.
warm. Well, I feel so warm because you see, another thing about our career is that and it's easy to quickly feel you are alone in this. Like you feel so lonely. But when you start hearing someone that shares your
Else's
type of
story.
struggle, you feel encouraged. Yeah. So if anything, I'm so encouraged by everything I've been listening to, right? And I want to say thank you for sharing and being vulnerable and you know that went a long way. So I'm going to just like quickly because of time share the things that I've also learned that I was able to pen down. One is
Yep.
that
Looking forward to it.
I learned the power of networking. And when I
Mm.
say networking, I mean or the power of network, like the people you know. And I've come to realize that life is not just about what you know, but who you know. I've gotten some great gigs because of recommendations. Like, in fact, I'm not sure if I think most of my gigs that I've gotten this year was based on recommendation. And that's because I have come to know some people and I've proven myself to them, right? And yeah, so who you know matters. And okay, let me just skip that quickly. Let me move on to the next thing. I've also learned that you need to do it and just do it. Do it afraid, do it imperfect. Like, we don't have to wait for
Better than
everything to
not
be
doing it.
perfect and all right before. Exactly. Just do it. And you're going to learn as you continue to go. Like, this podcast, we could have a million ways of overthinking it, but we just had to do it. And here we are. Right. So another thing is to stay humble. The more I grow in this career and I meet people and I have gigs and stuff, I realize how much I need to know and learn. Someone like you inspire me, but also challenges me to say, oh, there's still more. You need to know more. The other day on the podcast when you talked about how much you invested in learning, and I was like, wow, this is so impressive. And I have other colleagues too. They're investing in other ways to, get better. Some are not even directly under voiceovers. Some are taking courses in other things that would support the business. And I'm like, I'm very challenged. So it keeps me humble. You guys can see a lot of achievements out there on social media, but we are also humans that have like there are times that we are second guessing ourselves. We have that, what's it called now? that thing that stops you from imposter syndrome and stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
just do it
Yeah.
scared. The Service Award that I got nominated for, it wasn't the gig, it wasn't the particular voiceover that I wanted to submit that I submitted. I had another voiceover in mind, but I didn't get the response from the team that produced it on time because I needed to fill in some details about it. So I had to go for the one I went for to. And at the end of the day, I got nominated. So you just need to do it. There are a million reasons why you should not do it. Create a million reasons why you should do it as well. Just choose. So I learned that too. I also learned about the fact that the world values problem solving. Now, people don't, and okay, let me just go direct. The world values problem solving much more than talent. And this is what I mean. It's not just about having a great voice. You're good, you're good, you're good. Are you solving the problem? So, even marketing agencies need voiceover artists to work for them. As a voiceover artist, you also have your own problem. So who is solving the problem for you? Can you train yourself to be able to solve the problem, or can you hire somebody to solve the problem of marketing your own voiceover services for you? So it's not just about I have a great voice. Is my voice solving a problem? And also, what are my own problems as a voiceover artist that needs to be solved? So I have learned to think from that angle, and it has helped me to know, okay, where to put my energy and effort to. Right. I think the last thing is that, yeah, do it now, not tomorrow, because tomorrow doesn't exist. That doesn't mean you can't do something tomorrow, literally, because of course you can plan ahead. But this is addressing the issue of procrastinating. We procrastinate a lot, and that's why we don't get anything done at the end of the day. So, can you do it? Just do it, or plan that you're going to like push yourself to do it. So that's like those are the lessons I've learned in 2024, and I'm proud of myself. And I hope someone else listening has learned some things from that as well. So yeah, it's been a great year, and we're definitely getting to the end of the episode. Hi, Sarah. I am losing you.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know what
Yeah. So
happened, but
I
the
mean,
network went
I was done.
bonkers for a quick
Those are my.
minute.
Oh, okay.
See, like some of the things you said, like it struck me, and I had to get my note out. I was like, deep, deep, deep. I have to write that down.
Wow. Thank you.
But yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. All right.
I
I
think
see. I hope everybody got
this
their notepads out because I Tcode spot some important, like really important
same
stuff.
as you too, Sarah. Yeah. This episode is worth listening to again and again. And for me, I think it's a good episode to listen to in preparation for 2025. Um, it's a it's a new year, and if we're going to be successful as voice actors, we have to make certain positive changes. We need to change some lifestyle habits, stop certain things and start doing certain things. For me, I realized that it's not just even about it's my lifestyle entirely that determines how successful I am, not just the voiceover thing, not just like how good I sound. How disciplined am I as a person? How do I respond to pressure as a person? What's my philosophy or perspective about life? Am I always more negative than positive? Right. So when I think about all of these things and I tell myself I'm great, I am influential, I'm productive, and all of these things I tell myself, then I ask myself, what's the lifestyle of someone who is great, productive, influential? How does the person live? What are the so I then have to really live that life. So I'm waking up early, I'm disciplined, I'm sending the emails, I'm doing all of those because these are the things I'm calling to myself. So I'm just saying that for 2025, I'd encourage anybody listening to, you know, take notes of things that they can work on, improve, become a better planner, strategist, create systems, outsource what you can outsource, stay focused, cut away distractions, stop procrastinating, do what you need to do, put yourself out there, market your stuff, increase your network, because you never know, someone is going to, put your name forward tomorrow, in places that matter. And do it scared, do it afraid. Do everything that, we've said positively that can improve your career. Learn from our mistakes, learn from our struggles, and have a great 2025.
Yeah, awesome.
We listen, we don't judge.
Okay, so Tcode, if you were to say three things someone needs, like a voiceover artist needs to do right now to prepare them for 2025, what would those things be?
Wow. The fact that it's three is very, very.
Like it's more
Actually,
than
there was
three. If it's more
more.
than three, fire away. Oh.
But yeah, so I think the first thing you need to do is to dream. That sounds cliche, but really. So when I say dream, right, you're not going to be or live in a future you don't see. Some people don't see themselves as great voice. Not like they don't think, they don't see. You know how, for me, right, this is how I see it. When I met people like Eric, Maximus, King E, Mr. Shobo, and these great people, I didn't think, my God, I can never be like them. Or
Yeah.
I saw myself as, these people are like who I am going to enter into, or who I am. I'm just going to manifest it in time. And I dare say, I thought myself to be even bigger than these people. Respectfully saying, and it's not like competition. I don't hold back when it comes to thinking of how great I am and I can become. Like, I don't hold back. Like, I can literally become the biggest voiceover artist in the world. It doesn't have to be the fact that I'm from Africa or from Nigeria. Don't hold back. So again, if you cannot see it, you can't live it. So number one thing is to dream it. To dream it. So when you see it, number two thing for someone who is going to have a better voiceover career in 2025 is to learn the game. And I'm saying this, when I say game, I'm not saying voiceover itself as a career, like as a talent thing. I have met people with incredible voices, way better than perhaps you and I. What they lack is not the talent. They lack a proper understanding of how the game works. The industry, right? So I need people to pay attention to how the industry works. That's how you're going to sustain. So learn the game. That's number two. Number three, I think what I would put in this box is do it. Find a bigger purpose than making money. Yeah. If making money is your goal, if it's your purpose, you are going to run out of steam. Trust me.
Mm-hmm.
So as you're entering 2025, you are not, think about it that I'm not doing this because I want to. Like, you may have another job, a
Money is
nine
like
to
a
five or
blessing. It's
something.
like it's a consequence of the work you put in.
Yeah,
It shouldn't be the steam that drives you.
God bless you. Yes. And I'm not saying that people should not want to make money. I also want to make more money, really. And we're in this because, again, we get, it pays our bills. But, let's be honest with ourselves. Even if we had jobs that were paying us 1 billion, I'm just saying hypothetically, we're still going to be doing voiceovers. I'm sure I will be doing voiceovers, and I believe Sarah is going to be doing voiceovers. Because for us, it's more than the money. Because if it's because of the money, the day you get something that pays you better, you're going to quit voiceover. So find a purpose that goes deeper than finances so that you are going to be in for the long game. You're going to last than
Yeah.
So I think these are like my theory. Very small, but I I don't have a choice. I have to like stick to theory. Well, wow, I never saw that coming. That's like very deep. That's very deep. And thank you for asking. I like this. You want to share?
Well, I think for me
I
is
don't mind learning too.
it's prepare yourself for the opportunities you want to be. Prepare yourself for the opportunities you look forward to. Yeah. Um, in terms of you want to work with an international client, you don't have demo. Shame on you. I'm judging you. I'm not even listening. I'm just judging you straight on. Go and prepare your demo. You need to be prepared for certain opportunities that you look forward to. And a lot of it, that's aside that one that is in your hands. There are some things that just feel like they're out of your reach. But I promise you, once you take that leap of faith, like it could be buying certain equipment down so that when those opportunities come, you're well equipped to handle them. Like if you question yourself, you understand what I'm talking about. You yourself, you know what I'm talking about. Prepare yourself for certain opportunities that you look forward to, certain things you're looking forward to in the new year with faith. I mean, that's how you show faith. If you don't start buying those things down, it's just like the way they'll say some people, they've been looking to God for a child, and in anticipation, they built a crib for a child, bought baby clothes, and just kept it in the room in anticipation for that child. I think it goes the same way. Prepare yourself for opportunities you want to have. Then yeah, like if you want to get into a particular space, don't wait till next year. Start now, or start planning towards it now. Like if you want to start posting content by January, start shooting the videos now. Don't worry, it will not be out of touch. You can even mention that you shot it before. I mean, I really strongly believe that, on social media, we appreciate such honesty and authenticity. You know, start preparing now. Even if it's that you will not shoot it now, outline your content and draft it out now. And don't worry, I'm talking to myself too. Outline it now, draft it now, and start shooting now. So that by January, you just have to schedule it and let it go. You know.
Your name in front of it, just start shooting.
Sarah, start shooting now. But I know it applies to a lot of us.
Yeah, it does. Even me.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all of us, then yeah, don't rely on only, that's something that I learned this year that I forgot to mention. Don't rely on, and when you said it, it just struck me. Don't rely on only the fact that, oh, you're hardworking, you're this, you're that. Network, catch up with that person that gave you a gig one time, just interact with people. And as much as I know for us sometimes in this space, a lot of us are introverted. I wouldn't say I'm introverted, I'm not. But I think with the work and with how I right now, I think I'm sitting pretty on that ambivert table. And then sometimes by the time I'm done with work for the day, I'm so out of social battery that even responding to messages can be hard. But I've learned to deliberately take myself out of that, even if it's just in the middle of the day and I'm able to respond to like 5-4 messages, or when somebody pops in my mind, I just go text them. And once you're constantly thinking of something, things that you can do in line of that thing will pop in your mind. Like, okay, I want to be more deliberate with checking in. I want to be more deliberate with interacting with people in my industry. Like, just like that, you see this person will just pop up on your mind, like, oh, it's been a while since I spoke to this person, let me text them, say hello. Interact with people, and don't just be an island, because with this work it's very easy to just be an island and just stay on your own, but it doesn't help you really in the long run. And yeah, don't be that guy that only comes when you need something. Check up on people. Duh. But yeah, you get the idea. So I think those are 3 major things for me right now. Yeah, and please grind and don't quit.
Today we just became philosophers on the podcast.
Like Aristotle and Plato. Aristotle.
I did tell you.
And Plato, as in coded voiceovers.
I know, right?
Slater.
Okay, she's doing it. Wow, this has been
Yeah,
fun and
it
it
has
has
been
been
fun.
so insightful. Like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, I
Mm-hmm.
need to listen to this all over. I
I think
need
so
to
too.
listen to it. And I want to, yeah. I want to say a big thank you to you, Sarah. I think there's no goodbye without saying thank yous because we've had a great season. So I want to take time to say thank you to you, first of all. One of the reasons why I wanted you on the podcast is one, we have developed a level of friendship that we vibe. And I felt like I needed someone that we could vibe off each other, right? Talk together. Because obviously it used to be just me and the guests, learning from the guests. And I felt like I had a lot to say, but then if it's all about the guests, I'm probably never going to be able to say it as I would want to say it. So you've afforded me that opportunity, and I'm really grateful for that. I also want to say a big thank you to all the guests that showed up for the podcast. Um, Many of them had busy schedules. We had times where we would have to reschedule, and because maybe network or something, and they would still respond, and it's been amazing. We had great guests, and I say a big thank you.
Had one
I
lining up
want to
this
say
year.
thank you to the team. Yeah, I want to say thank you to the team. We have great team members, our graphic designers, video editor, our social media manager, and the both of us, and who else am I not remembering? And the podcast coordinator and stuff like that. I want to say big thank you to the team. And most especially, I want to say thank you to everybody listening to the podcast, to you right now listening. You make this worth it. You're the reason why we keep doing this every day. Did I say every day? Every week. So thank you
It
so
almost feels
much
like
for
every day because
for
the
listening
week
to
is
the
so
podcast.
short.
I know,
Absolutely.
right? I know, right? Yeah. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say on this final episode. Now over to you, Sarah. If you have anything to say, if not, just call it a wrap.
I mean, I pretty much said it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be on this T code. It's just usually me and my philosophies and work. But you made me feel like I'm on radio again in some way. So it feels nice to yeah. It feels nice to just be able to air your opinions about certain things and discuss with people and learn from them. Yeah, have that documented. It's been an amazing ride. And I'm so thankful to everyone who's listened in. And thank you for all the messages. I don't know if you get those, but I get them too. Like I get them. Like last episode was amazing. And yeah, thank you so much, guys. And I hope we continue to impact and bring you insightful stuff. Yeah. So until next season, love, light, and laughter.
Yeah, I like that. So, guys, that's it for this episode and for this season. Like we promised, we'll give you bonus episodes throughout the period you're going to be waiting for the next season, which should be around between January and February. We're going to kick off season 4 of the podcast. But don't worry, we've got you covered every week. You still get bonus episodes, and trust me, they're real good stuff. All right, guys, that's it for this week. I am Tcode. And I'm signing off, and that's Sarah Johnson. And we're saying, have yourself a great December.
Make sure to get dirty this December. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, it's my birthday too. Yeah,
Ooh,
yeah, yeah. My birthday is on Christmas Day. Christmas. True. The
okay,
25th is December.
okay. Look at you sharing birthdays with Jesus. Huh?
Okay. I mean, at that time, we're not going to be podcasting, actively. So if you want to show me love, we have a show me love a
That's
portal
true.
or a link on our podcast, so you can donate to the podcast. You can just support what we're doing. Yeah, we need
Really?
we need some help financially as well to keep the podcast rolling. So yeah, would appreciate that. So happy birthday in advance to me and to every other person having their
Yes, happy
birthdays
birthday in advance to you.
anytime between.
All right.
Okay, that's it. Catch you guys next year. Enjoy. Listen on all your podcasting platform. Watch on YouTube. Subscribe. Leave a comment. Like, share, and do everything you need to do. Enjoy yourself. Have a great
Until
time.
then, we
And bye
love you.
bye.